friend, it's Pat Sloan here on Tuesday, and I'm declaring this another Tackle It Tuesday because I have a bunch of little loose ends things that I want to wrap up, and we're going to walk through those. First, it is a Girl Scout's birthday. If you're a Girl Scout, leave me a comment here at YouTube, not over at the Facebook group because we won't approve those in there. Put them here at YouTube because that's where we're talking about this. So I have looked multiple times for my Girl Scout sash. I'm sure that I have it somewhere. I have just stored it very securely. But I did find a Girl Scout pin. Can you see that? Yeah, I think yeah. So I found this, but I know I have the sash with the badges. Yeah, I loved being in the Girl Scouts. It was fun. I had my friends. It was such a good deal. Okay. What have I got? I am going to, let's take a look. The big thing is I'm going to sort that fabric for you and show you how I go through that process. But first, I need to do the next row of the block a day. I'm going to sew the tilde dresses together. I'm going to put the sashing on the what's in your closet, this guy. So for tomorrow, I may actually pick some other sashing to do the other parts. And I'm going to baste, oh my stars, and we will, and I'll do, I think the royal we, I am going to baste it, and I will do the wave stitch on that guy. So that's what I'm going to do on that guy. So I also want to remind you that our friends at Sewing Parts Online have a discount code of 10% for you to use. I have that pinned at the top of my Facebook group right now. It is linked in the description box below as well. You use Sloan Zone and you get 10% off most things, not the big ticket items like, furniture and sewing machines. But if you are looking for a sewing machine, Baby Lock is running specials, and Sewing Parts Online, for Sewing Parts Online, I don't know if it's everywhere, but they have them. And so if you're looking to pick up a Jubilant or a Jazz or one of those, you can, just purchase them online through the code. And then in my description box below, each one is a little bit different. So pricing wise, so you need to just check them out individually. And I appreciate that because everything in your order I get credited for. I get a small commission off of your entire order at the stores that I work with. So that's all the stores, that are in my list, my shopping list, which is at the top of my page. It is also linked always in the description box. So there you go. So first, let's sew, before we get to we're going to do the fabric at the end. We'll do that fabric part at the end. First, let me sew the tilde row and sew some of those, the checkerboards here, because that kind of works out together. That is for what's in your closet, and I am doing this part to get that on there. Okay. First thing I actually need to do is see how many of these I already have, because what happened is I cut a bunch and then I was working ahead on some of them. See, I cut the squares the other day, and I cut because I will do that same checkerboard here, and I think I will do that same checkerboard here. But I don't want to be sewing more than I need. I mean, it's okay if I do, but I don't want to assemble more than I need because then I would have to unsew something, and I don't want to do that. So I need to count all that first before I can move ahead. Okay, that's all I have, and I actually had those ones sewn. So that's all I need to go across the top. So I'll do those, put them across the top. Okay, I love that it tells me the bobbin thread is almost done. I love that. Very good. But this is all I have. Do I have, I have plenty on there. I have plenty. But it's going to bing. Is it? No, let me go. Yay! All right, I've done another seam, and I'm trying to do this one now. Let me go. See, no, it binged. But I did get all the way through. Sometimes what I do is, actually, you might do this too, take the bobbin out sometimes and just sort of take the threads and see how they got, I do this because there's enough on here. I can piece a bunch of stuff, and so I just basically shift the threads around a little bit so the sensors realize that there's enough thread. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Whoops, I'll put it in right and see what happens. So here is the top for the closet. What's in your closet? Okay, next thing is to do the tilde row, but I want to show you something about this just as an example because it struck me while the parts were sitting up there. So let me get the other camera. When you lay something out like this, you don't have it sewn yet, so that means it's wider than it will ultimately be. So here is a strip, and sometimes I hear people writing like, oh, look, it doesn't fit. Well, that's because you haven't subtracted the amount across here yet for your seam allowances. You have a 1/4 inch, a 1/4 inch. That is a 1/2 inch. 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, another 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch plus 1/2 inch is 1 inch. 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch. So you have a 1.5 inch gap that will be closed up when you sew all of this together. So that's something to keep in mind. All right, I'm going to sew it. I got all but this amount off of that onto a new bobbin. So I'm just going to sew this off, and then I went looking because I have spools that are close to being done. So I will sew off this one, and then I'll probably wind bobbins with these two, see how far they go. I would sew with these as the one in the top and that color in the bobbin because they're close enough. I don't need to have the exact same color for piecing. They are sewn and the bottom strip is put on. So did that bottom strip look a little bit like there was more than 1.5 inches that I needed to close up? Guess what there was? The strip was just a little short, so I made a new one. You quilters, we all know, after I filmed it, I thought, that looks like more than the 1.5 inches, and it was. So I measured that strip, this bottom strip, and I just had to make a new one. Okay, so that's that. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the next row of the block a day, which isn't really turning out to be a block a day for me and for many of you because so many of you have actually finished it. That's awesome. But it's not turning out to be quite a block a day for me either. That's okay. That's okay. I'm having fun with it and I hope you are too. So let me just do that strip. The next row is the longest, so there are the most blocks there. I don't have any of them made, so I am just going to go ahead and make them all. I have some of it cut here, but I don't have enough cut to do that many, so that's what I'm going to work on. I hope that you are working on things as you're watching. After I get that row sewn, I'll show it to you, and then we're going to go and sort my fabric. Ooh, 2 other projects. I have all of the 1/2 square triangles that I cut away from the Oh My Stars table runner. And so I was just letting them cool here under the clappers to get them nice and flat since they are small 1/2 square triangles. They're not bitty bitty. They're 2 inch now. They'll be 1.5 finished. So I'm going to do something with them. So I'm just going to let them under there another minute. And then I also have the Witch's Garden from the Quilted Witch, and I need to put 2 more. I put 2 little inner borders that need pressed, and then some outer. Then the other 2, not inner borders, the 2 outer borders that need pressed, and then the other 2 outer borders have to go on. So I'm going to cut those. See, there's that fabric, and this is what I'm going to use for backing for my witch. Look at this. This is from my drawing room. I think it's got that little bit of aqua in it. Okay, so that's also on the agenda right now. And then here is the block a day. So yesterday I unboxed Paradise Park, my working fabric for my next fabric line that's out there. The fabric line is currently out there in the stores. And I told you that I needed to rearrange those shelves and get those fixed up. And so we're going to do that now. I'm going to show you. It might be something that helps some of you because you may have deep shelves like I'm working with out there. So I'm going to show you how I handle that and get them all organized and figured out so that it's more usable because it's gotten to be a bit of a mess. Let's go. So we're going to work on this. I moved one of the stands and I found, I'll show you in a second, but I found a shelf space about the size of 1 stack. And so what I'll do is make enough room for 2 stacks. I think that's how much I need for Paradise Park, and I will be, shuffling things to another shelf and then off to charity, the things that I think I'm probably done using. I've sewn with them enough of my own fabric, and maybe a couple of those backs that I saved that I'm like, well, I have, you know, my own fabric back, so I probably can let those go to charity so that they can use them for backings of quilts. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull these off, and I am going to be fancy and stack them on the floor here because I'm not going to haul them out into another space. We're just going to go down here. We're just going to go on the floor or over here on the floor. See, I'm in the dining room. There's a mushroom tree. Mushroom tree, so cute. Okay, so back under here, see, I still haven't changed. I haven't changed the quilts out. And like I said, March is like incredibly crazy for me this year. This year, let me go back where you can see me. There we go. Oh, we don't need to see my trash can. So March is a crazy month because I have a lot of appointments, and then I have a lot of different family things going on that I have to be involved with. And so, yeah. So anyway, let's go look at this. So behind here are quilts, but there's also this shelf on the one space shelf. I hope you can see that. I'm kind of filming with a weird hand here. Okay, so that is where I am going to move a stack, just shift it over, and then I will sort. So I will get to that. Let's do it. So I pretty much transferred most of that one stack that's not my fabric over here that I have for backings, and some, like this is just a wonderful piece for doing a background. And there was another really good one. There's some text wherever the other one went, I don't know. It's down there. These are older ones. These red and white ones are older, you know, because I'm going to do more red and white quilts. This is another background. I did use this for something, and I have a bunch of it still, and I love it. It's so good. You can still get that one. That's Beautiful Day by Corey Yoder. Okay, so this is what happens. You use things, you stack it. You've got small pieces now and big pieces, and the whole stack looks like this in a shift. I can't even like push it. I was just going to like push it over, but it's a mess. So what I got to do is take this off and refold it. You know, it doesn't need a major thing, but put the heavy ones down, you know, the bigger yardage down the bottom, put the little pieces at the top. Looks like I need to order from Benettex more of my pink, you know, more of this aqua, because that's it. That's all I have of my wide back. And then shift these to, and then some of this I think will come up, and then I'll do drawing room. And so I think I need this much for Paradise Park. So I've got to shuffle and sort and move things around up here. But this is the kind of thing that happens to all of us. We're using it, we put it back, and eventually you have to stop and redo it. This piece of the Harmony wide back has to be totally refolded because it was too wide. This is a certain width so that I get the most use out of my shelves, and so if they get too wide or they're too narrow, they're not effective. So I just have to refold them to be pretty much this width. So here is primarily my porch swing and sleepover. So do I sort it by the two lines, or do I sort it by color? I am thinking I am going to take this and just sort it by color. As you can see, I've not done anything by putting it on the floor. It's not been necessary. I've just kind of been putting pieces on the table. Here is the top shelf, which are wide backs to here, and then drawing room, and then lights. Because I use a lot of lights from the previous lines, and so I just have those all on top. Okay, let me just sort these by color. So I'm going to sort by green, blue, purple, pink, and teal. So I'll get these sorted here. Then I'll put them back on the shelf. So I've got the stacks, and then I had to make a stack for black and white because I forgot about those. So here we go. I am sure this is not going to fit, so I may have to just put one of the stacks over there, which I don't really want to do, so I'll probably pull some wide backs, put it over there. So I shuffled a little bit. I took a few of the wide backs that were here and moved them to the other table, the other shelf. And then, so there's drawing room, the lights, and then down here I stacked all of the, oh, did I stack? Oh yeah, the purples. So I had to take something from what you just saw, like sorted out. So I took one of the, I don't use purple as much personally, so I thought that'd be good to put on the bottom here. So I could have put it on the bottom down there too. Then I put that stack, so it's all by color. This one is tippy toppy, and of course it would fall out. So I'm thinking I might need to put, like, I might get a piece of cardboard and just, you know, put it in there so that I don't accidentally like dump it, because I have done that. Oh, I've shown you these before, but these are tiny little, these are some of my first quilts that I did, miniatures, because I thought, why, you know, spend a lot of time, I'll just make a miniature. This one doesn't even have batting. I don't think either of them have batting. Yeah, so I keep them there. Little mementos. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to shove a piece of cardboard just along that side so that they don't topple out. So now I can put, yeah, I can put Paradise Park right here. So I'm going to go get it. Paradise Park is basically red, white, and blue with a pink. And so I'm going to do that, red, white, and blue stacks. I think two, see, like this is deep. That's why I fold it like this. So I'm folding like this, and then the next one, that fold will go on that side. Let me just show you. I don't know that I'll put these. So I've got like a fold like this, right? So you don't want to fold it in half, because then you're wasting all the back of this. But I need them to set nicely, so I will put the fold part there. And you see how it sits nicely versus if I was doing this. Now the back side is thin, so if I rotate them with the fold, you know, rotating front to back like that, they actually stack really, really well. And you can see up here, as they get smaller, do you see how it happens? They're all, you know, kind of, but it takes a lot to refold these all the way back. And today, all the way back, sorry. And today I just didn't do it, but I might come and take like this whole stack here and refold them so that they take up the full length. Because these are pretty big, pretty deep shelves. They're also really, really heavy. They can take a lot of weight. I mean, their shelf isn't heavy, but they take a lot of weight, how they're constructed. And the metal ones, you know, with the other side here, those metal ones take even more weight. Like down there are all my sewing machines. Look at the Sashiko, the Jubilant, and the Destiny 2 stored right now there. So the metal ones hold a lot of weight. So while we're here, see, I put some of the wide backs over here. That way, so that is done. That is done for now. Okay, let me finish up with the Paradise Park. So look at this. Red, white, and blue in the paisley. Loving this so much. Can't wait to do more sewing with it. And then you can see up here how it's going. So I'm pretty good. I'm going to actually have probably the second stack might be not quite that high. Do you think this might be my favorite piece? I think it might be. Before I put the next stack in here, you can just see how it fills up this whole space, and it's stacked flat because I'm rotating where this fold is. Fold is here, fold is here, fold is here, fold is there. And then that way it is evenly stacked, and you don't have it higher on this end and lower on that end. There's the final. I didn't have to put as much on this side, which actually gives me a great amount of room, which I like. And here are just some of the extra small pieces from the early ones. So that task is done for Tackle It Tuesday. I hope you had fun watching that. It needed to be done. I hadn't been sorted through that fabric, my fabric lines for a long time. For those of you that are new to my channel, I design fabric with Benortex, and so those are the fabric lines that I've designed over the years, and I keep parts of it as I go along to use, and so that's why there's bigger pieces of it, yardage of it. Okay, what's next? So I did a few other things. I did things a little bit differently. Also, it is a rainy Saturday again that I am filming. What is with Saturdays and rain? I'm filming Tackle It Tuesday on Saturdays. Also, a few of you have asked about this red and white. That is not a quilt. it's wood, or it's like not wood, it's that material, like that white material that they make yard things out of. There's a lady that used to make these, she called them the Barn Star, put a star on it or something like that was the name of her company, but it's not in business anymore. So I got that from her quite a few years ago, maybe in 2018 or something. And I've never put it outside because, I really like it inside. I enjoy it in here. Okay, so because the Quilted Witch just had to have those two little inner borders, and I needed to do the backing. So I got all that done. I did put a note for myself because I need to cut the binding, and I will do that for whenever the last video is for the Quilted Witch. So that I got done. Then I decided that I might as well base the Oh My Stars, and that's where I ran into an issue. I already have binding made. So here's the backing, and it turns out it's like my quilt comes just like a quarter of an inch past this. Well, I had some of this scrap left. There really wasn't much of this left. So I had this scrap. So it was actually wider, so they were like this, and, like two pieces. I mean, one piece like this. So I just cut it down the middle, sewed the ends, and now I can just extend my backing. I just need a little bit more, so this will be perfect. So I'll just put it on here and extend it. And then I can go ahead and spray base this. I'm just going to do a little spray, just for those who've not seen me spray base. I've done it many times. You can just put it in my channel search bar, that magnifying glass, and see it. But I want to take the wool mat and move it. I do not want the wool mat to get any overspray on it by accident. I can always wash this, but I cannot wash the wool mat. So, okay, so I am using 505, and I am doing just a little spray on the batting, close, very close to the surface, so that I don't have the overspray. So I'm just doing this, spraying, and once I spray all this, I will put the backing on top of it. There we go. And then put the backing up here, voila, and I kind of smooth it out, and then I press it with the iron. That is what I find works really well for me with spray basting. Okay, so when I'm doing this, no, it does not gunk up your needle. It does wash out. So it is a very mild adhesive. If you got a bubble, you can just pull it up and reposition it. You may have to spray it again. Let's see if it'll stay down. Oh, it stays well enough, yeah. But it is repositionable. Okay, so, all right, my friend. So where am I? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna wrap this up today because it is almost 5 p.m. And what I wanna do is base this. I will cut my block a day stuff for the next row. I'll cut them all and sew them all. And it'll be too late after I do that to film an ending, and I don't want to film an ending tomorrow. So instead, we will just wrap up our Tackle It Tuesday today. And if you have enjoyed my video, please like it, hit the like button, leave me a comment about what you enjoyed the most. And if you have not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. That helps me let YouTube know that people are enjoying my videos. And if you like the way I do them, share them with your quilt friends, your guild, your quilt shop, your online groups. Have them come over and join us. The more the merrier. The more the merrier. All right, my friend. I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.